Welcome to the third unit of Current Trends and Issues in Education. In this unit, we will be discussing about Madrasa education in detail. For this unit, we actually have two modes of instruction. For the first majority of the part, we will be using the conventional direct instruction videos. However, for the later part of the session, we will be using the talk show methodology. We will be bringing in the key stakeholders from the madrasas and from the educational infrastructure otherwise, and we will be asking them some fundamental practice-oriented questions on the realities and concerns and issues of madrasa education. Now, to begin with the direct instruction videos, our very first component is going to be on understanding why madrasa education is important in today's context. Why is it relevant at first place? The importance of education in a society cannot be disowned. A well-established education system is an important constituent of a civilized nation and society. We understand today that education has to be at the center of everything. This is going to be true also in the future, and it has been true in the past as well. In the history, if we look carefully, different civilizations have had their own means, have had their own mediums of education system at their disposal. For example, for the Muslim civilization, madrasa education has been of extreme importance. So we can say that madrasa education has actually functioned as an alternate track of the Western style of education for the Muslim civilizations all this time. What do we necessarily mean by madrasa education? We basically talk about different religious institutions or seminaries which exist out there at the elementary schooling level, high schooling level, or even beyond, which functions as the madrasa education. And actually what it does, it serves the need of providing the Islamic education, Islam-based, value-based education to the students across the world, across the globe, in Muslim majority countries. Madrasa education is not new. Madrasa education has been prevalent since the time of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in the Muslim world. The examination of the status of madrasa in Islamic history testifies to its success due to strong sense of respect among the Muslims for knowledge. In the initial days of Islam, the aim of religious seminaries or religious institutions, or madaris for that matter, was the preservation and spread of knowledge, a role that has somehow lost its efficacy over the period of time. When we look at the madrasas around today, we do not necessarily see too much of the Islamic values or true Islamic knowledge being shared or being spread through these seminaries or institutions. The position of Madaras from simple schools for education changed into breeding grounds of Islamist fundamentalists. Especially post 9/11, the Madaris are perceived as a crucial medium for promoting extreme religious, sectarian, social and political views which lead towards militancy. Now, this is absolutely not true for all the madaris out there, but you obviously know, as much as I know, that in general the perception exists that the madaris or the madrasas, which basically essentially are responsible for spreading the Islamic values and knowledge, now have to some extent compromised on its true purpose and now have been involved in some of the things which probably are controversial and definitely are really questionable. Meanwhile, it has been highlighted time and again that there is a need to reform the Madaris to transform the radical ideologies with real Islamic moderate values and provide an applied education mode where Madaris students become useful members of the society. Now, see, Madrasa education, its true purpose has been that it would be providing students with the true Islamic knowledge, with the true Islamic understanding, and the true Islamic values through which the individuals, the Muslim individuals, contribute effectively, actively to the society and spend a good, healthy life for themselves and for their family members as well. But down the line somewhere, now it has been compromised in a particular way that now we understand that a lot of graduates coming out of madrasas do not have life skills. They really struggle finding the appropriate jobs for themselves, and most of them are in a position of unemployment for the longest period of time. So now one of the things, among lots of other things, which needs the fixation in the current madrasa educational infrastructure, particularly in Pakistan, is that we need to make our madrasas full of Islamic knowledge, Islamic values, but in addition to it, we also need to teach our students in madrasas about the life skills as well, so that when they come out in the market, in the society, they actually can take some responsible positions and contribute effectively. Okay, now in this unit, we are going to talk about the following questions in detail. First of all, what is the role of madrasa education in the provision of formal education in Pakistan? How are the madaris even important in the context of Pakistan, if they are? What should be the role of madaris in the current security situation of the country? We understand that there's so much polarization at the moment in Pakistan. What can madaris actually do to mediate that gap, that void which exists among the different school of thoughts? What are the developments in the dialogue process between the government and the madaris on the issue of reforms and challenges? And what are the major obstacles in this regard? See, I have grown listening to the fact that government officials most of the times are talking about the madrasa education reforms. I have not seen much concrete actions to be taken. In this unit, we are going to discuss some of the reasons for that. Why does the role of madaris in terrorism and militancy remain unanswered in the context of Pakistan? Now, we all understand that Pakistan has been hit by the terrorism exclusively, explicitly for last 5-10 years. What is the role of madaris in that, if there is any, and what are we doing about it? Number 5, what is the reaction of madaris in the background of the leveled allegations against them? What are some of the arguments madaris authorities have actually provided in return? What is their argumentation? We will also like to explore that in this very unit.